welcome to Truth Talkin Thursday. This is Jim. I'm Jane. And yeah, we got some issues going on here, not gonna lie. So last week I threw my back out. And this Friday it'll be like, what, 2 weeks that I threw my back out. So I'm literally just back to work this week. And it's funny because I know Jim and I have talked about this before with you guys about taking time for yourself. And so throwing my back out gave me a lot of time to sit. So, I mean, about the only thing I did each day is go to the chiropractor. So it was a very difficult week for me, and mostly mentally, I would say, because my mind was just everywhere. You can only imagine.
That's a dangerous thing at the best of times,
It was.
Jane.
It was. It was. But,
Yes.
you know, I forced myself to focus on some things, and that was good. But I also took some time just to quietly reflect. And I again realized that that is an area of my life that I need to work extremely hard on, is taking time to reflect. I don't do that well. Do you?
Do I?
Yes.
Yes, I do that well, actually. Thanks for asking. But it took probably 10, 15 years of thinking about it, having it come in and out of my life and all that sort of stuff until I got to the point where I recognized, hey, you know, Stonehead, it's like you need to be reflecting.
So
you know?
I'm still good.
Oh yeah.
I still got time to
Yeah,
get this
you got
sorted
lots
out.
of time
This
to
is
do it,
great.
but-
I'm so happy to hear that.
Yeah, but you got a heads up on it a lot earlier than I did.
That's the thing, you know, like Jim and I were talking earlier how, you know, our bodies are pretty remarkable. For me, one of the biggest wake-up calls I got was realizing I knew I was pushing myself, but I wasn't willing to admit how hard I was pushing myself. So, from your experience, Jim, like it sounds like you have had lots of experience in that. So in your experience, what would you say was maybe your biggest aha moment? Was there something that happened or something specifically that made you sit up and realize, okay, this is crucial to my mental and physical health?
And I think it was just that. It was getting so close to the point where all my kind of my systems were starting to break down, and I knew it. My senses, my sense of hearing, of smell, of taste, of all that. There was just a kind of a general feeling of being flat, and physically just a depletion of energy and all that. And I got to the point where I went to the doc and I said, hey, look, you know, something's going on here. I started to take better care of myself on a day-to-day basis. This isn't something that you can do on a weekly basis. Well, today's Saturday, so I'm gonna take care of myself today. No, it doesn't work that way.
No.
You have to do it every day. It has to be built into your routine of what you do, and it's like paying bills. If you're running a business like you are, and you work so hard at making it successful, and congratulations on that, but at some point the business has got to start paying you a wage.
That's right.
And it's the same thing. And if your business can't afford to pay you a wage, then the business isn't successful.
Exactly.
And there's a decision that needs to be made at that point as to whether you're going to stay in with it or not. So, and it's the same thing. I mean, if you look at these bodies here, the shells, decisions need to be made. We have to pay ourselves a wage every day.
Well, you mentioned, you know, I guess I'm just thinking it's kind of like a diet. That's not a weekend thing either.
Mm-mm.
It's a daily thing. Like
Mm-hmm.
your physical and mental health are tied together. And I know that I have been mentally and physically pushing myself way past my comfort zone, way past.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, there are times when we need to do that. And
sure, yeah.
and that's okay. But to continue to do it is just asking for what happened to me, where my body is just saying, okay, no, that's just, no, you're done.
Yeah. And all of us should be paying attention to what our bodies are telling them, or us. You know, they because our bodies will tell us when we are in trouble.
Oh, for sure.
And I don't care what anybody says, and they say, "Oh, what a bunch of hokey that is." No, it's not. You think about stress, you think about anxiety disorders, you think about just general depression, you think about aching backs, sore heads. I mean, my goodness, headaches and all that kind of thing. These are all little messages that are coming to us sort of one at a time that are saying, hey, remember me, pay attention. And I'm telling you, and all of a sudden, because we don't, your point's well taken in that this isn't just a Saturday thing.
No.
You have to do this every day. And there are times when we need to extend ourselves beyond what we consider to be our reasonable limits because the situation we're in just warrants that.
And a normal, healthy person can do that.
Exactly.
But if you've pushed yourself unhealthily for too long,
and you do it anyway,
your body's going to shut down. And that's happened to me numerous times in my life already. My body has just said no and just taken me out.
Yep. So it's not some mysterious kind of thing that's going on here. This is pretty blatant and pretty obvious, and all we have to do is pay attention. But that's all we have to do.
Exactly.
We just have to pay attention. But when we pay attention and we sort of look at ourselves and say, I can't do this, then you have to do something else.
You do.
And as I was saying, I was writing an article today, and it was about rest and relaxation and how they are not the same thing. People exchange them often. They talk about rest and they're talking about relaxation, and they're not the same things. They're almost polar opposites to one another.
Your mind needs a break and a rest and some relaxation just as much as your body does.
Right.
Like you require both things with mentally and physically.
Yep.
And we don't, we're so busy all of the time that...
Doing what?
Exactly. Busy doing absolutely nothing. Nothing that matters. Again, I'm the first one to admit that, life happens and there are circumstances that come about that force you to maybe push yourself or work longer hours or what have you. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what happens after that. I'm talking about, you lay down in your bed the 5 minutes before you drift off to sleep. Where are your thoughts? Are they focusing on, well, how am I going to handle this tomorrow? Blah, 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 blah. Or are you going over your day and picking out 2 or 3 things that really made you happy? Mm-hmm. Are you thinking about that? Or are you thinking about 3 people that you really, really love and how you'd like to express your love to them? Or what are you thinking about? And I'm so guilty. I am so guilty for that. I'm terrible for that. But that's what I'm trying. I have a habit of every morning writing in a gratitude journal, and that's a great habit, but that's not enough for me. I've fallen into a rut of almost priding myself on having that habit, and that's great. Mm-hmm. But it's obviously not enough for me because I'm still pushing myself way past what I should be pushing myself.
Yeah. It's a wonderful way to start the day. It is a great way to start the day, and there's no question about it. But the key here is the day is just starting.
Exactly.
We need to figure out how to deal with what's happened.
How am I going to handle the day, and how am I going to complete it?
Or how am I going to handle it now that the day is over? And you look back. I was just sitting here thinking about the idea of success, and I don't think there's anybody out there probably that doesn't want to be successful in some way. Your opportunities and the likelihood of you being successful, whether you like to believe this or not, depend on whether or not you can learn how to relax and how to rest. It's as simple as that. If you can't learn how to relax and how to be restful, you're not going to be very successful for very long.
I agree with that. I think that's a great way to end this. Totally. Yeah, success is not only in a monetary thing.
No. True
success actually is a very personal thing. It has nothing to do with the expectations that you feel or how you measure up against the rest of society, comparing yourself to others. It totally has to do with you and who you are.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
totally.
Exactly.
So have a great week, everybody.
Thanks for stopping by, folks.